up, ladies and gentlemen? Ratchet David here for another moto vlog. It has been a while since I've done a moto vlog. Couple of reasons for that. I'm actually trying to sell the bike. I don't know if I've told the channel that yet or not, but I have a buyer lined up for this. So it might be one of the last moto vlogs or rides that I take on the bike, because I've been trying to keep the mileage down and also not, you know, prevent any worse things from happening. But what I really want to talk about today is something I don't see a lot of people talk about. And there's a tractor there. Please don't kill me. Please do not stab me with the tractor arms. That would be great. Sorry for the super brightness from the sun. Decided to go for a little sunset ride. But one of the things I wanted to talk about was there is a bug in my helmet. I'm so sorry. Hold on. There's a bug in my helmet. Please get out. There's a bug on my ear. Oh, god dang it. Hold on. I'm gonna have to pull over. Please get out. I can. Oh my god. Hold on. If you've never experienced this, there's a bug in my ear. Hold on. Let's pull over real quick. Hold on. Ah, man. An abandoned house, maybe. Not so abandoned. There's... Okay. That's better. There was a bug flying around on my ear. That's like... You never know what's gonna happen. It's a good way to almost wreck, by the way. Don't do that. Okay, sorry about that. There's also, I've been having an issue with my quick shifter. I'm not even getting around to my freaking story for this video because bug flew in my ear. Guy in a tractor tried to stab me. And now my quick shifter is not working, which I know it's due to probably the length. I don't know why. I've never had an issue with it ever since I installed it, but I think it might be due to whatever length it is right now. Alright. We'll see if it's right now. I feel like I lengthened it too much. Maybe not. Shifter feels pretty good. There we go. That's working now. We'll see if people talk about this. But I rented my motorcycle out on a website called ridershare.com, and if you don't know about like rental stuff, if you've ever heard of like Turo, it's similar to that, like when you can rent cars from actual specific owners of that vehicle, but the website acts as a third party for the rental and basically hosts everything that you need to do to rent the motorcycle. But I thought I'd give a few tips to anybody who was interested in renting out their personal motorcycle. So I did it on ridershare.com, and what happens is you post a listing, almost like your bike's for sale, but it's for rent for like a weekend or whatever date somebody wants to rent the motorcycle for. That's what they can choose. They can message you or send you a request for it, and you can approve it or decline it or whatever you want to do. The control is in your hands, and you can set the rates, you can set the mileage, and so on and so forth. So basically, a guy hit me up. He's like, "Hey, I really want to rent your bike for these days." I was like, "Sounds good. I have no issues with that. Let's make it happen." So the RiderShare comes up with a rental agreement for you. You can print out and you can have them sign it. The only thing I can recommend is that maybe you add to your own rental agreement, or have your own rental agreement, just so that there's like, so you can notate any damage that's already done to your bike, and that you know when something comes back wrong that they have to replace it. Let's just say, for example, you rent out your bike and they bring it back and it's got a bald rear tire. You want to be able to prove that you know, it was a good tire before you rented it. So RiderShare has a contract that you can sign and fill out, and you want to notate all the damage, everything with your bike. If your bike's in perfect condition, go ahead and notate. Tires are 100%, fuel at 100%, no scuffs on the bike was clean, the chain was this, everything, and so on and so forth. That way, when you get it back, you can do a like post inspection and be like, what the heck's up with this? The tire seems this or that. So I didn't really have a bad experience with ridershare.com, and this is not a plug, this is not anything. It's really just a review of my experience of renting my motorcycle. He rented it for 2 days. He did a full weekend, like a Friday morning to a Sunday morning. And so the way I set it up, it was $100 a day, and I think max of 150 miles. I think 150 miles a day cap, and anything over that, they're charged 50 cents a mile for any mileage over 100 miles or 150 miles, something like that. Those parameters are pretty good because 150 mile day is a lot. I might have even set it at 200 miles a day just so that, I'm pretty sure I did actually set it at 200 miles a day. Anyways, so even if so, you know, he can do 400 miles on weekend, which is a lot of riding. If a person hits you up, whatever, you notate all the damage, they go on their way. I know that this person said they were probably going to the mountains for some spirited riding, which I was fine with. You know, it's like, I ride the bike pretty hard. I wasn't too worried. The bike can handle the abuse. So basically, you want to be super meticulous with your checklist, going through everything. I would suggest reading through the contract or the rental agreement for yourself first, just so that you, when you're explaining it to that person, that they understand it completely. And it's just, it goes really smoothly. You're like, hey, this is this, make sure you do this, make sure you do this. Like, you can tell them everything that you need to tell them before they get on the bike. That would be my suggestion. Boom, 2 days goes by, then you get it back and you do a really good post inspection. In my opinion, would I rent out my motorcycle again? I would be hesitant to, just because you don't really know what goes on there. If I will say this, so this bike is financed through Yamaha, so I don't technically own it. If I owned this motorcycle, I would not have rented it out. I'll just put it that way. I would, if I owned a motorcycle, my outright, which I don't right now, I would not have rented it out, period. But since it's financed, I felt a lot more comfortable renting it out because I don't technically own it. So you got good coverage on your insurance, like full coverage, take care of anybody that's riding it, blah, blah, blah. So that would just be my advice. And from there, it's like, it's pretty smooth sailing. RiderShare does a good job taking care of all the third-party stuff. You get paid, you put in your bank account information on the website, and you get paid directly, direct deposit. And I think the website takes like 20% maybe commission from it, so you get a little bit of cash. I think I made like 140 something bucks from a 2-day ride, which is not bad. It's a little extra pocket change since I wasn't riding the bike that weekend. Why not, you know? But I definitely would recommend, like, definitely consider factor in whether you own the bike or not, and that makes a big difference. Also, make sure that you can rent out your bike through your financing company, whoever it is, or through your insurance. You want to make sure you're covered on all accounts. I'm pretty sure RiderShare also has their own insurance coverage for the riders of the bikes, and they have a full like claims department and like everything, and you could talk to their customer service is good, and they will talk to you about whatever you need to. So I don't know, I just wanted to give a brief recap of like, hey, if you wanted to do this, it's not difficult to do. I probably sat on my rental ad for 6 months before somebody rented it from me, and I did it one time, and I'm not sure if I want to do it again. I just had a guy message me again saying he wanted to rent it, and I told him I didn't want to. So I think I might take my ad down. If I had like 2 bikes or something, and one was the rental, and I could generate some revenue through that, I would do it. But if you only have one motorcycle, I really don't see the point in renting it out, because you're going to be worried about your bike and somebody else riding it to some other place. That also brings me to another point. I thought about if you should put like a little GPS tracker on the bike, and I think that would be a really good idea, for sure. And I would totally recommend doing that, and I would, if I had to do it again, I would do that in the future for sure. I haven't researched GPS trackers, but I know you can get them, and for an affordable price, so I would probably do that too. But aside from that, it's not very difficult to rent your motorcycle out. The website makes it so easy. You don't even have to hardly do anything. You just print out the paperwork, and let the website do the rest. Makes you explain really good to the person. These are the times you need to be back, blah blah blah. This is what happens if you go over. The only thing I could complain about possibly is what happens if that person's late. I didn't see anything in the website that covered if that person shows up late, or late checkout. So I don't know exactly. I gotta get some gas. I don't know exactly what would need to be done about that, and I'm sure I could call and they could tell me, you know, hey, this person was 4 hours late. What, you know, like they put more miles on my bike than I wanted them to. So there's always like that concern as well. That what I walked away with like a question in my mind, like how do I you know, how do I go about doing this? So I hope I answered a few questions for everybody about it, if anybody had any questions.